Good morning, everyone. Dave Kayaking from the YouTube channel. Hope you're having a good day. It is Sunday the 9th. We are fishing 10 feet of water south of Manitowoc. Water temperature is about 41 degrees. And nothing yet, but it's just starting, and we'll check into you later. Just thought I'd show you a few things about the Passport 12.0 on the water. Got my nav lights hooked up in the front, little fish finder. Tried to keep the deck clean and simple. Should I fall in, it's nice to be able to get back into your kayak as soon as possible when the water's only 41 degrees. Behind me I've got a little cooler that I've attached my rear lights to, and setup, I've got planer board running off the right, another ultralight just running out the back with a spoon on, and another planer board off to the left. So we're just kind of working the shoreline here with my fishing buddy, and a beautiful morning with the sunrise coming up. Hopefully we'll tag into some brown trout soon. Well, one thing I wanted to cover today is a lot of people notice you've got these nice H tracks on the Hobie Passports. You know, that's usually the go-to place to put rod holders and such. I was hesitant to do that. Lake Michigan's pretty cold, and having stuff on your rails just interferes with your ability to get back in the boat should it tip over, which I have practiced. We'll probably put one of those videos together in the future. But there's another interesting option, and that's to mount your rod holders right behind you, like so, and they're very easy to grab your rod. I've got the tip swinging out a little bit in front of me, so I can, catch it in my peripheral vision if a rod, starts going off. Of course, the clickers on the reel turned on as well, but it turns out it's just real easy to grab a rod and start reeling in on a fish. Everything's out of the way in front of you. So just a little tip. I've got 2 kayaks now set up this way, and I would do it again in a heartbeat. So just a few tips here. We'll notice that it's not too hard to check your drag. I do that quite often. Just give your rod a little pull. Make sure not to pull it out of the rod holder. You want to do that periodically. It's so easy to reel in a rod, change a line. Maybe it's a little loose, you tighten it up, and then the next thing you know, a fish hits and it snaps your line because you don't have that all set up. So what I like to do is just have good tip from a buddy of mine. Have it so loose that every now and then you hear a click. Some guys like to have it a little tighter than that, but you get the point. You don't want it too tight, and that's a good rule of thumb. Is these fish here, trout and salmon, they have pretty soft mouths. It doesn't take a hook set to keep these fish on the line. You do need to keep the line tight because they'll jump and throw hooks out of their mouth, but don't really need to have really tight drag. Sometimes when you're reeling in the fish, you can tell your drag's a little too loose. You need to tighten it up a little bit, but be especially wary of over tightening your drag. Well, still nothing to report after an hour of fishing. Just thought I'd get the camera rolling so we get some video here of what this is like. Got 1-foot rollers, 3 to 5 inch chop, about a 5 to 7 mile an hour wind out of the south. Air temperature is about 40, water temperature is about 41, 42. Definitely marking some fish down there. I don't know if you can pick that up in the camera, but We're doing it. Going for brown trout. It's always a hit and miss with fishing. Recommended colors: gold, gold spoons, gold rapalas, and other baits. Fishing pretty shallow, 8 to 12 feet. Sometimes a little shallower, sometimes a little deeper, but just kind of working the shoreline, looking for that warmer water. There's a couple creeks that feed into this area, so well, stay tuned. Hopefully we get something. Finally got one. Little brown. All right, so that was about 7:30 in the morning. We just caught a little 17-inch, maybe 18-inch brown trout. Gold Cleo, 2/5 ounce, I believe. Anyway, at least we got something. We're gonna keep fishing and hopefully see some more. All right, we're wrapping up for today. Just got the one brown. Maybe just a little chance to share a few tips on beaching. One is if you do get into some shallow water and you need to go a little further, you can do these short strokes with the pedals. That way you're lifting your pedals way up off the beach or way off the sandbar or whatever you're going past. Usually like this, you have waves coming from one side or the other. I guess my little saying would be never trust a wave. Keep your eyes looking that direction as you're coming in, and just be aware that, you know, if you got a wave coming, you want to be either facing it or with it. And that's about it. So we're getting in pretty close. I'm going to pull out the pedals and switch to the paddle and make my way in.